So welcome to my channel. I'm Art Walker. I draw quite a few things. As you can see, I've got my backboard here, which shows a little bit of dynamic anatomy. So I do a lot of dynamic anatomy stuff. Today I did a really cool drawing of the human thigh. Here is the example of it here during a live. And today's live will be about drawing everyday objects. So if you are not aware of what I draw, please check my feed and you'll see I draw a lot of anime. I draw a lot of muscular and anatomical drawings. So check those out if you're interested in learning how to draw like that. However, today, this live stream is going to be a short one, roughly around half an hour. And I will talk a little bit about drawing everyday objects. So if that is interesting for you, we can get into this now. I've got my piece of paper here. So I'm waiting for the person that actually asked me to do this. Deeply appreciated. Not a problem, Dylan. So have you got a piece of paper, Dylan? Not Dylan, sorry. Not Dylan. Apparently you're not Dylan. But have you got a piece of paper? Everyone got a piece of paper. So now we're going to talk about everyday objects. So let's draw some everyday objects. I have to make it up as I go along. So we've got some everyday shapes here. What else can we do? So I've turned them into three-dimensional shapes. Does everyone know what I'm doing here? Everyone knows how to draw. I know this sounds like a really basic question, but does everyone know how to draw fattened or objects with a three-dimensional look? For example, like here. Is everyone clear as to how to do that? Thank you for the roses, Z. Many roses, in fact. Does everyone know how to do that? What I'm doing here now? Because this actually is for beginners, right? So if you don't know, say now. If you do, hang in there. It will get slightly more complicated as we go on. Everyone getting that? Does everyone know how to do that? We've got 10 people in the live stream joining me to draw objects. And it doesn't look like anyone is interacting. Yeah. So, okay. Well, I'm going to keep this one short then. If it's not a very, very popular subject, I won't flog it. I won't go into it too heavily. I was just testing it out because someone asked me in the live just now if I could do a live on everyday objects. How you doing, Grey Theory Art? So why would you want to learn how to draw everyday objects? Well, everything that we draw is everyday. Say, for example, here, our legs are everyday objects. So it's important that we learn to break down these everyday objects to turn them into more complicated objects. Not a problem. Not a problem. So what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? Once again, It's a very quiet one, and actually the person that asked me to do this isn't even in the live. Can you believe it? So I'm wondering if I should have bought it and just do something else. What do you think, Ree? What do you think? It's a bit of a slow. It's a slow burner. It's a slow burner, mate. I don't know if I want to keep. I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know if I want to keep up with this one, or maybe I can turn it into something else. So, yeah, maybe I can turn it into something else. Yeah, that's all right. Don't worry, don't worry. It's not a problem. I had a massive one just now, absolutely massive. I didn't even check the numbers, but I had a massive one just now. So anyway, so how do we take these everyday shapes and turn them into objects? For example, I'm going to take. So now hold on. Before we go further, here now we have 3D objects, right? We are not dealing with flat objects. So that's important. It's very, very important to understand. So if I draw a leg like I did earlier on, I take 2 of these, for example. I'm going to take 1, so 2. I'm going to flatten the side of that sphere here, and then 3 here. Similar to a doll. And then when you put them all together, it becomes a leg. Like so. Is everyone getting that? How you doing, Kim? How's your arm, by the way? How is your arm? So you see that I've taken 3 tubes or cylinders and I've added them to create this leg. You got that, right? So this is how you have to break down different body parts. Say, for example, here, what body part could that be? What body part could that be? It's so dark. This room is really dark as well. Exactly. So what is important? Say, for example, here, if I have projection lines here, oh, it's probably a bit wide there, but that doesn't really matter. So now what we're doing is we are looking at a foot. A what? A shoulder? Oh my God. No, it's not. Kiana, please, no. It's not a shoulder. Never mind. I don't know what your shoulder looks like. How does that look like a shoulder? You're a funny one, Kiana. If you think that's a shoulder, maybe you need to show me how to draw. Because I can't see a shoulder there. I can see a woman lying down, actually. It's quite weird. That's funny. No, it's not a shoulder. So look, this would be the big toe. We would add the arc of the foot here. And that would be the big toe. So now that would be from the side, right? Isn't it funny? I'm drawing another foot again. I don't know why, but never mind. So this would be a foot from the side. So we would see the big toe here, and then the smaller toes would follow, like so, from the top. A nose? No. Oh, Lord. How is that a nose? You've lost it, mate. Okay, you've lost it. So this is a foot from the top. So let's add. So let's look at this object here. This object here, this foot, is simply what? I'm not even going to explain. I'm going to let you guys say and girls say. What two simple or three simple objects is that foot? I'm not even acknowledging that now. What three objects is that foot? Simple objects. You have to interact. You have to interact, my friends, because then I would just be feeding you all this information and then you're not going to learn it. Do you see what I'm saying? Exactly. So we are talking literally about a square and a triangle and a circle. Exactly. You see? So that's how you break down the body parts, right? In the same way, if we have to draw this foot from the front, if we're drawing this foot from the front, we need to just remember our triangular shape. And then we have to remember where the toes belong. So we now have a foot that we are looking at directly from the front. And the toes are bent. So if we were to draw that again, the toes would be, the ball of the foot would be here. Our wedge shape would be here. Heel would be here. And then the toes would be here. Does that make sense? The small square, exactly. Exactly. So that's where we take everyday objects like a simple triangle. We remove part of it. And say, for example, now, if we were drawing a foot with these simple objects, this is how simple we could transform that into a foot. It's not 100% accurate. However, the principle of how to draw the foot has been met. Would you not agree? Yeah, I did say quarter past. I said quarter past. No, quarter past. I said, but it's all right. I've recorded it anyway. So, good boy, you need to sort yourself out, or I'm just gonna have to get rid of you, mate. Really, I'm not in the mood for that, if I'm honest. So you need to apologize and start interacting properly. Oh, where is that? Where is Fortis? Is that in Leng now? Exactly. Exactly. Well done, good boy. That's what I like. Yeah, we're just gonna keep it, keep it clean, So that's more now. Hello from Florida. I've been to Florida. Very nice. It was lovely back then. I don't know what it's like now. Yeah, you might be all right. We can meet tomorrow. Just contact me later on. No, I'm not taking drawing requests as such. Guten Tag, Nico. I'm just talking about basics. How we take basic objects to create complicated things. So if we wanted to add this foot to our basic leg, we would simply draw our box, our triangle, and then our toes. Ah, okay. That's if you've got literally 10 minutes, I am literally down the road. I can pop down and see you. And I don't even think I'm 2 minutes in the car down the road. Yes, I'll post this on YouTube. Yes. Right. So there you go. So let's take our basic shapes and create something else. So for example, let's take a basic shape like this. Thank you. Thank you very much. So look, we've just got a box. It's like we've got a box here, right? So we've got our box. I'm going to put a line in the center of this box, right? Then I'm going to add a triangle. Followed. Oh, thank you for that. You haven't even seen any of the good stuff. This is what I did earlier today. If you like what you see now, you'll probably love this. This is usually what I draw. This is usually what I draw, just to show you. But this one is just for basics. The start of a torso, exactly. So we've taken a basic object and turned it into something more complicated. If we add another triangle on top of here, we now have the shoulder. You see that? We have the shoulder. What I would suggest you do, if you're a beginner, you start like this. So this is the front. Now, it's going to get a little bit more complicated. The spine, our spine is not straight. However, it's not that complicated and it looks like that. So this line here is this line here. You see that? The head would be roughly here. We'll probably touch on how to draw the head very quickly as well, because that is also simple objects and so on. So now we have our torso, we have our spine, and we can add our box shape that we've got here. And then we add our funnel shape here. So now we have the same person. I'm going to have to draw over that from the side. Is that helping? Anyone got any questions? Thank you, Robert. It's helping. Good. Good. So now we've got it from the front. So, excuse me, from the front and from the side. If you haven't seen my work before, chances are you'll see me draw people like this. So let me just, I don't know what this person's doing, whatever. I'm just going to kind of do someone dancing or whatever. So this foot is higher, tick, tick. And one hand is up here and the other one's over there. Ta-da! So we have someone dancing. Oh, good. Why not indeed? Why not indeed? If you're getting the vibes, the good vibes out of it, why not indeed? Everywhere you see me add a sphere is a joint. Here we have the bone, simplified. So we've got spherical object and a line that creates the arm, the thigh, and the shin. Oh, am I missing something? I think because, hold on. I think I've missed something. What did I miss? Yes, I think you're right, V. It's because it's tilted. It's because it's tilted. So let's add some more details here. We add our thigh bone, knee, and then shin. The same principle. We now know how to draw a foot. So everybody knows how to draw a foot. So when I draw a foot like this, everybody knows why I'm drawing it like that. You see what I mean? What do I add here? What do I add here? Right on the shoulder. What do I add here? I'm going to wait a minute. Exactly. Because everywhere I draw a circle is a joint. So then we do the same here. And here. And here. We're not going to go much into proportion. We're just going into the basics. So we've got a person standing straight. Now we've got the same sort of person dancing around. Yeah, everybody happy with that? I think we are actually. So how would I complete this person here with my everyday objects? How would I complete this person? I'm going to give you a clue. I think V must know this one, but keep him back. It's here. Yeah, that's how, whoops, we take this everyday object and then add it to our body. So we're building our wooden dummy, so to say. We're going to have to take this rib cage in because obviously we don't have a big square rib cage. So I'm going to take that in, a little bit of fine tuning, and then we can add the body. So now we've taken everyday objects to create a person. Okay, yeah. But this is the part that has to be 100% clear. And then only then, when you can draw a person like this, then you can draw a person like that. And then you can start to look at your work, analyze it, and know what is not working and why it's not working. Because you have the basic mechanics as to how this person dances, for example, or to, excuse me. But we're not going to foreshorten it today. That's going to be a bit too much. If I was you, I would just practice drawing basic people moving like so. How would I connect the arm to the body? I've just done it here. Because remember, you wouldn't see a lot of the detail of how the arm is connected. You wouldn't see it. However, if you want to draw anatomy, then you have to learn that out, that technique of drawing. I think the reason why foreshortening is hard for you is because you're not you have to understand how to simplify what you're looking at. One of the best ways to simplify what you're looking at is like this. That is foreshortening. That is foreshortening already. Why? Why is that foreshortening? Because whatever is coming towards you gets bigger. I know this is a very basic example, but now we have a fist coming towards us. Yeah, but that's down to proportion. I'm not going to talk about proportion today. That's a totally different tutorial. Then we will be going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. But that's not this one. We're not doing it in this one. We are just covering the basics, how you can take basic shapes to draw complicated things. Maybe not complicated, but interesting things. So, are there any other questions? And if you haven't seen my hand drawing tutorial, you need to check that out, because I take basic objects. That's actually on my YouTube channel. I take basic objects like so to draw the hand. For example, would anyone know how to draw the hand with these basic elements? If you like what you see, please hit the like button. If you really like what you see, please share it and follow. And if you like to learn higher level anatomy stuff, you might be in the right place. So I'll just put that there just to show everyone that I'm doing quite a basic level of drawing, but it leads to this type of thing. Exactly. Aurelia, it is simply that, and understanding what you see. If you look at the screen and my fist is coming towards you, my shoulder is not smaller than my fist, right? You see that, but it looks smaller. So that's foreshortening. I actually wanted to know if we actually will be using a lot. I'm not sure what you mean, but that is a totally different tutorial. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Was that on my YouTube? Aurelia. Aurelia, excuse me. Aurelia. No. This is This hasn't got any body fat on it. Nothing at all. This is just an anatomy drawing. This has got nothing to do with drawing a body like a real person. This is, yeah, it's just a hyper version of a human leg. That's all that is. Thank you, Robert, for the kind gift. No. This is This is nothing to do with Yeah, that would be a bit weird. No. Scary legs. Brilliant. Happy to hear that. Yeah. Yeah. But this, if you understand the basics of the leg anatomy, for example, then you just start drawing. You just start drawing a leg. I'm going to draw a leg here with the right anatomy and some skin on it, for example. There you go. We don't need any more than that. Maybe even that is too much. But that's basically how you would draw your leg. You wouldn't go hyper definition or defined like here. Good. Anyone got any questions? See, so now I'm thinking of the details that I put on the other leg and I can remember them now. That's going to help. Oh, for sure. Anime is even easier. Anime is even easier, but you just have to be aware of the proportions. Because anime, they've got some strange proportions for their legs, and I haven't got any examples at the moment, but yeah, like the faces are slightly, they can be very angular, and you just have to be aware that you have to make your faces angular. You could probably get away with a face like that in anime, but not in anything else. I don't know. I'm not drawing someone falling backwards. Oh dear. This is for basics, and I don't even think I know how to do that, if I'm honest. How would you draw a moon shape? Well, a moon shape, it depends. If I understand, a moon is just simply a circle, and you remove part of that circle with another circle. Yeah, exactly. You can get away with anime. You can get away with anything. This is a nose. Tick. Best nose in the world. Look at that. Done. That's why when I draw anime, I'm like, it's a bit more relaxed. But obviously, you've got levels. There are levels. But as a whole, anime is a little bit. There you go. That's your moon. Yeah, you need to hit the like button for that. That was the shortest tutorial ever. Can I draw a character quickly? Yeah, I can. And then obviously you can change how much you see of that moon by just cutting a little bit more away. Ta-da! Illumi? Yeah, well, you have to check my YouTube for that. I drawing tutorials on my YouTube. I'm not doing it live today. How about drawing? No. I'm not doing that. I'm doing basic objects. I could, but I'm not doing it. Will I draw an anime character for a follow? Nah. That's too funny. Oh, don't. That is too funny. I missed them all. No, no. Uh, we are doing basic shapes. Basic. I am not doing that. I'm not doing that. I get paid far too little to be the Google of drawing for random requests. I am not doing that. I don't mix the tutorial. I'll be here every day until I die doing, can you draw this? Can you draw that? Can I do blah, 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 blah. It will never stop. I have to draw the line. A simple plate on a table. A simple plate on a table. What? You have to be a little bit more. You have to give more information, because I could just say, look, there you go. This is a plate on a table. Done. That is a plate on a table. "35 people left." Oh, really? I need to. No. Well, I might have to start drawing. Well, we're gonna have to hunt for that 33, mate. We're gonna have to do that. So anyway, I think we need to do an eye drawing tutorial. We'll rake that in no time. Can I draw curtains for a follow? I really don't normally succumb to bribery. Look at this. Wavy, up, wavy, curtain. There you go, mate. There you go. Oh dear, that's too funny. Is that the curtain you wanted? I'm mixing the lives and everything now, mate. I think I'm gonna do. I think we need to do a. What's one of the honey lives? It's got to be eyes, isn't it? Eye drawing. You just pick up 100 people in about 30 seconds. Oh, Gary, you cheeky git. Oh dear, that is too funny. But you got it, mate. Gary, look at that. That's a curtain, mate. And if you want to, well, you can pinch the curtain in from the top and just broaden it at the bottom. You've got a curtain. Tick, 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 tick. Now we have a curtain. It's a pretty rubbish looking one, but you know what I mean. Probably the worst curtain in the world. The worst curtain drawing in the world. Terror. Is cross-hatching good for fabric? Not sure what the question is. Not sure what the question is. Cross-hatching is good for anything, but you might not want to use it for everything. For example, I didn't cross-hatch this because I don't want it to get too crazy. However, if you want to practice hatching, you have to. These are literally the basics, right? Literally. Draw lines like that. Draw lines like that. Draw diagonal lines. So if you want to learn how to crosshatch, you have to do all of these lines like that. Then you start to combine number 1, number 2, number 3, and 4. So let's combine 1 and 2. Let's combine 1, 2, and 3. I'm just going to fit it into this space here. 1, Try and keep the lines as parallel as possible. Don't use a ruler. 3. Now we're going to combine the lot. So we go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Look at that. Almost looks like it's been done with a ruler. Drop the pen. Can I do graffiti? I have done it, but not very good. I'm not very good at it, to be honest. Not very good at graffiti. Yeah, I haven't had a drop the pen. I should have had a drop the pen today already. Here. That was guaranteed a drop the pen. I'm getting a bit slack with the drop the pens at the moment. I've had a few. So, good. Thank you all for joining me. I have really enjoyed that. However, I have to do one more tutorial, specific tutorial, and then that's going to be me for the day. This means a lot to you. So what do you think, Kim? What do you reckon? What do you reckon? What should we draw? I can't remember what the best one was. What was one of our first ones together? It's got to be the eyes, right? It's got to be eye drawing, right? Which one? Eyes or the head, or even though we did that, well, we could do an eye drawing one every day, that's for sure. Hands. Let's go hands. Let's go hands. Let's do it. Yeah, hands. Good point, mate. Nose be bad. You can find it on my layer. You can find that on my feed. So I'm going to draw this to a close, and we will learn how to draw hands in 5 minutes from now. So catch you guys in around 3 to 5 minutes maximum, and we will do an eye drawing tutorial together. No, hand drawing. Excuse me, hand drawing. Good stuff. See you in a minute.